Dookie03 here, and I'm here to tell you about the bizarre current state of professional wrestling. Not to sound like a complete oxymoron, but I've been an on-again, off-again, lifelong professional wrestling fan. From my childhood days playing with Tito Santana and Macho Man Randy Savage action figures, all the way till now, where I'm a current fan of Kenny Omega, Okada, Will Ospreay, Finn Balor, and so on. Obviously, if you can't tell, my favorite era was the New Japan Pro Wrestling era from like 2013 to about 2017. That shit was absolute fire the whole way through. Had me on the edge of my seat for pretty much every main show they did. I even went to Japan and saw some of the Super Junior events back in 2015. If you check those old shows, you can see me doing the suck it sign behind the main announcement table. But I'm here to talk to you about the current state of wrestling and how incredibly bizarre it is. You've got AEW, a wrestling organization founded by Kenny Omega, the Elite, and Cody Rhodes, with Tony Khan flipping the bill. And currently, almost all of those guys are either suspended or no longer with the company. That's pretty weird. Cody Rhodes left a little while ago, was not satisfied with his current run, and had a huge standing ovation reception in WWE, which is always great to see. I always like to see people doing well at what they're doing. Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks had a backstage altercation with CM Punk and Ace Steel, whoever the fuck that is. Depending on whose story you believe, CM Punk was beaking off at all the backstage talent at AEW in a post-fight presser after their biggest pay-per-view of the year. And according to CM Punk, Kenny and the Bucks super kicked the door in and we're going to start a fight. Sources say that CM Punk punched, I believe it was Nick Jackson, in the face, and then Ace Steel threw a steel chair at him or some shit and bounced off his eye. And Kenny Omega was trying to protect CM Punk's dog while Ace Steel was biting Kenny Omega. This is the most bizarre shit I've ever heard. I've seen some crazy shit done in pro wrestling back in like the 80s and 90s, and some of it's quite comical, but nothing is as crazy as this. I saw Mae Young give birth to a hand, for fuck's sakes, and this shit is somehow weirder than that, and it apparently happened for real. They're now all suspended, but during all this, Kenny Omega is off in Japan, getting scanned to be in the next Yakuza game, and promoting the AEW video game, Fight Forever, at the Tokyo Game Show. I mean, the dude is really capitalizing on this free time off. It's almost like he was going to do this shit anyways. Meanwhile, in the WWE, Vince McMahon has been shooting himself in the foot for the past 5 to 10 years, but everything's been currently taken over by Triple H, something WWE fans have been begging for since the inception of NXT. Everyone backstage there is in incredibly high spirits. Everybody has faith and confidence that Triple H is going to run this company through the roof and reach new highs like never before seen in the WWE. Like I said, I'm a longtime fan. I've been watching WWE, WCW, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Ring of Honor, AEW. I've even seen some of that weird dramatic dream team shit, like those campground matches where they'd fight each other on picnic tables and shoot Roman candles underneath a waterfall. I've seen a lot of shit, but I feel like right now is the weirdest time in professional wrestling. You see, everyone has their hopes up and massive faith that Triple H is going to turn things around in the WWE, make it more fresh, exciting, and entertaining than ever before. But all of a sudden, he's got this YouTuber, Logan Paul, facing off against their longtime champion, the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns, at everyone's favorite Saudi Arabian blood money event, the Crown Jewel. That's right, folks, the same guy who was almost canceled from YouTube for disrespecting the entire nation of Japan and showing and mocking their dead in his videos is now the #1 contender for both main WWE championships against the guy who's been holding the belt for what feels like 10 years now. Now, I don't have a problem with Roman Reigns' heel run. He's definitely more exciting now than ever before. But let me tell you something, brother. This is some Hulk Hogan, John Cena type shit. This guy's been the champion for way too long. Even back in the Attitude Era, The Rock and Stone Cold would at least go back and forth exchanging titles. This guy will sometimes hand a title off to someone like Brock Lesnar, who will only show up maybe once every 6 months and then come back and just win it back again. It's one thing if that happens once or twice, but this has been the storyline in WWE for what it feels like the past 10 years. And it's not really fair to some of the other talent. I mean, Back when Vince was in command, he was buying up the best talent from all around the world and practically benching them so other companies couldn't use them. He had people like Finn Balor, he had people like Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson, he had people like fucking Kenta, and they were just sitting in the company doing relatively nothing just so other companies couldn't use them. I honestly think when it comes to overall viewership and access for the fans, now is the best time there has ever been for wrestling. You've got indie shows that have better production value than Ring of Honor and Pro Wrestling Noah had even like 10 years ago. Some indie wrestlers will be showing clips from their last indie house show in a small town gymnasium, and the fucking video quality is better than something from a Ring of Honor pay-per-view back in like 2015. It's incredible what you have access to now, and it's great for the fans, it's great for the wrestlers, but seriously, what the fuck is going on with some of these bigger entities? AEW needs to get their shit together. WWE needs to start giving more spotlight to these guys that deserve it. And I think they will. I honestly do think Triple H in the long run is going to be much, much better for WWE than Vince McMahon was. But it is just super bizarre. Everybody being incredibly hyped for Triple H, knowing that he's going to bring more authenticity, bring more validity to the WWE, making it more about like the pro wrestling aspect, as I think it should have been this whole time, but then all of a sudden signing some YouTube star to main event a massive championship opportunity. It's just incredibly weird to me. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Here's hoping AEW and that whole backstage brawl bullshit gets sorted out soon. I'd like to see Kenny and the Young Bucks come back. I honestly believe most viewers of AEW are there because they love the Elite. They love what the Elite and Tony Khan have put together for them. Even CM Punk, I'd like to see him come back. I honestly do think he's in the wrong here, but I'd like to see CM Punk come back at least for another year and get a good run. I don't really think they should put the main title on him because the guy is super injury prone, as we've seen. I'd like to see Jon Moxley or Bryan Danielson get another title run, considering Jon Moxley has pretty much put the company on his back multiple times and carried it through some of the roughest times it's ever had. Anyways, this is just my take on this current string of bizarre affairs in the pro wrestling world. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I will have a new top 10 video coming shortly. It's just taking a little longer than usual because I had to play through an entire JRPG in my off time in order to get it. It will be the top 10 Gen 1 Pokemon, so look forward to that. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
I am the table.